The trial of the former police officer charged with killing George Floyd is expected to start next week. It has been nearly a year since Floyd died, and Derek Chauvin, the officer, has pleaded not guilty to murder and manslaughter charges. Outrage over Floyd's death and video of Chauvin kneeling on his neck led to what may go down as the largest wave of protests in American history, ongoing in many cases. The protesters have demanded greater police accountability and an end to systemic racism. The unrest that erupted in city after city is reminiscent of the marches and protests for racial equality in the 1950s and 1960s. The Floyd protests are the focus of tonight's sixth and final episode of Boiling Point, the BET docuseries that looks at issues confronting Black Americans through a critical social justice moments of the past and now also the present. Here's a clip from tonight's episode.
We're seeing on the streets of New York and LA and Minneapolis and Houston and Chicago is not a reaction to a public lynching, though that's what happened. We're not just seeing the reaction to the 1,000 people a year, roughly, that get killed by law enforcement every year since Ferguson. What we're seeing is a past due notice for the unpaid debts owed to Black people for 400 years.
Today is July 4th, but I don't feel like celebrating. Do you?
For me, it was really important to show up and not only bear witness to history, but help in defining and shaping it.
Today, we are reminded of a delayed promise by this America. Independence, freedom, and justice for all. But are we all free? Are we all free?
When we look at the protests that occurred during the summer of 2020,
Wake up! Wake up!
and you're talking about tens of millions of people, 25 million people, 30 million people, some estimates. That means these are the largest public demonstrations in American history. Like that by itself, just the numbers say that this is fundamentally different.
That's on BET, and by the way, that's a division of Viacom CBS, but I hope people tune in.
The series is good, yes. Boiling Point, yes.
And you can watch that series finale of Boiling Point tonight at 11:10 Central. Again, it's on BET. We'll be right back.